Good morning, Wildcats. Welcome to the 2026 SGA Presidential Debate. My name is Gracie Jo Stanton, Election Commissioner, and I will be serving as one of your moderators today alongside Deputy Attorney General Josh Maupin and Attorney General Katie Albertson, who will serve as timekeeper. FYI, the band is scheduled to play in the bookstore at noon, and so if we can't hear anything, then we will just stop and pause and resume once that's over. Now, allow me to introduce the candidates. On one ticket, we have Christian Pena for president and Caden Bastian for vice president. And on another ticket, we have Lauren Wolter for president and Matt Hendricks for vice president. I will briefly review the ground rules. Candidates are expected to respect all time limits. Please remain focused on the issues being discussed. We ask that all participants listen respectfully and thoughtfully. Time will be enforced strictly. A yellow card indicates 30 seconds remaining. A red card indicates time has expired. Today's debate will proceed as follows. We will begin with opening statements where each candidate will have 1.5 minutes to speak. We will move into 4 general questions. For each question, candidates will have 3 minutes to respond with no rebuttals. Following that, we will move into an audience Q&A portion where each team will have 1 minute per question. We will conclude with closing statements. We will now begin with opening statements. Christian, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here today. It's great to see an audience out here of students who are passionate about leadership and being able to come forward and serve our university in an even greater capacity. I want to share a little bit about myself. I am Christian Pena. I am an agricultural education major here at Kansas State. I am originally from Sublette, Kansas, but I don't want to harp too much on about me. I want to really touch on a little bit more about why we're all here today, and that's ultimately why we want to serve and make sure that Kansas State is continuing to go forward with what we have here at Kansas State. My goal is simple as student body president. If elected, I hope to make SGA more transparent and accessible to all here at Kansas State. We hope that we can continue to break down barriers and make everyone here feel included in the decisions that we make within SGA. We hope to bridge gaps and continue to make faculty and staff and students all aware of the initiatives and programs that are happening here at K-State to ensure that we all can continue to make K-State a better tomorrow. Titles don't mean anything today because at the end of the day, we're all Wildcats and we're all eager to go out there and serve our university. Thank you.
Thank you. Caden, you may begin when ready.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caden Bastian. I'm a junior studying political science and history, and I'm from Valley Center, Kansas, and I'm running alongside Christian Pena as the student body vice president candidate. Student government to many can seem as a foreign concept, and especially as someone as myself, because I'm not involved in SGA to any capacity. But what I see on campus is a disconnect between SGA and the general population here on campus. Why I decided to run is because I value servant leadership, and I believe that whoever holds these positions should hold that same value. I want students on campus to know that Christian and I are here to see the benefit of everyone, and we want to ensure that they can make their voices heard on campus and that every single part of campus is being heard and listened to. After speaking with many students and faculty, 3 words that describe what people want to see in these roles on campus are accountability, action, and transparency. Even if one of these values are lacking, they all fail. And that is why we need people sitting in these roles who can meet you where you are, can relate to your issues and struggles, and want to work alongside you to make your experience here at K-State better. This campaign is completely built off the wants and needs of students, and it grows every single day because of the voices of you all. We want to promote an engaging and connected community at K-State that can allow us all to grow and continue on this path of success. Thank you all.
Thank you. Lauren, you may now begin with your opening statement.
Well, good morning, everyone. I want to start by thanking you all for taking time out of your schedules to come to the debate today. I know it truly means a lot to both Matt and I and all the candidates here that you would take that time and hear what we have to say about what we hope to bring if we were elected to these positions. My name is Lauren Walter, and I'm currently a junior studying animal science and global food systems leadership here at Kansas State, and I am your candidate for student body president. I grew up in Southern Illinois and came to K-State for the amazing opportunities available at K-State's elite ag college. And I can hands down tell you that that was the absolute best decision I ever could have made. I love K-State, not just for the people, but for the amazing place and the culture that K-State truly is. I can assure you that the people here are what make K-State an amazing place to be. Throughout my time here at Kansas State, I've gotten involved in a lot of different organizations, both in Quest and Silver Key honoraries, several ag clubs and recruitment organizations, and particularly within student government. I've previously served as the External Affairs Director and currently as the Government Relations Director, both very external-facing roles, something I believe to be imperative to the Student Body President role. Matt and I have spent quite some time preparing our initiatives of Inspire, Innovate, and Impact, and I'm excited for him to tell you just a little bit more about those and to dive into those as we go throughout the questions within the debate. Thank you.
Matt, you may now begin your opening statement.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Matthew Hendricks, and I'm honored to be running for Student Body Vice President. I'm a sophomore majoring in agricultural economics on the pre-law track from Bird City, Kansas. If you've heard of it, I'm honestly surprised. K-State has never just been a university to me, it's been home. As a 5th-generation Wildcat and 3rd-generation Farmhouse member, I have heard stories and always knew that this campus was the place for me. I always say, K-State is my family, and my family is K-State. Over the past year, I've had the opportunity to serve as the External Affairs Director in the Executive Branch of Student Governing Association. There, I represent student voices to the external factors in the Manhattan and local community. However, Lauren and I didn't just meet on cabinet. We actually met last year while chalking for a similar Student Body President campaign, and there we formed a firm foundation of friendship. That foundation has led to a powerful partnership where we've had the ability to meet with students from all across campus and hear what they're passionate about through genuine conversations. As the debate goes on, I hope that you can hear more as to how Lauren and I want to inspire students, innovate campus, and leave a lasting impact far beyond our time here at K-State. Thank you.
Thank you to both campaign teams. We will now move into our general question portion. Each candidate will have 3 minutes to answer the question. Question 1. What is your vision for the role of SGA president, and what would be your top priority if elected? Lauren will answer first. Lauren, you have 3 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Gracie Jo. My vision for this role is to truly live out Matt and I's whys and bring to the forefront the platforms that we've spent over 6 months developing. I was raised in that if an individual or an institution invests in you, you owe it back to that institution to invest back in them. And this is our opportunity to truly make a lasting difference at K-State that will last long after Matt and I are graduated. A lot of what my vision entails for this role, and Matt's as well, is allowing us to live out those platforms of inspire, innovate, and impact. If we were elected, I hope to build a strong team of cabinet directors around us that would help us to not only work on the projects that we have planned, but also bring together passionate people with ideas for how they hope to innovate and improve Kansas State. I hope that this is a space where students are able to bring a little twist of their own passion projects and really bring and solve issues that they see on campus. Our vision incorporates a lot of working between branches and making sure that branches between SGA collaborate well and are able to have a better understanding of what each branch's specific and crucial role is when it comes to student government. I hope to revamp the Emerging Leaders program to inspire our students to be not just involved on campus, but involved citizens as well. I hope to strengthen K-State culture, and we have several platforms, such as our homecoming initiatives, that will hopefully allow us to bring together students in ways that they haven't been brought together before. Our Vote Online platform allows those students to become involved citizens, as I talked about. And we hope to bring to light what our university is hoping to do with Campus Master Plan. And part of that involves working well with administration. This is something that I believe I've had quite a chance to gain experience on over the past several months, serving in the College of Agriculture Dean Search Committee. I've had the opportunity to really represent student voices as the only undergraduate student on that committee, to make sure that students' voices and what they see needs to be done with leadership is truly heard and said to people that have the opportunity to make that change happen. I feel I've developed a strong relationship with our administration that I would hope to continue bringing forth if elected to this position. Let's be honest, this is an external-facing role and one that provides a lot of leadership for student government, but one of the most crucial elements of the student body president role is having that relationship with administration and truly making sure that students are heard and understood, even at the highest level. Thank you.
Thank you. Christian, whenever you're ready, you have 3 minutes.
The role of student body president to me isn't just about the title. For me, it's about having the servant mindset and a servant heart to go out there every single day and make a caring and conscious effort to make sure that every student here at Kansas State feels represented and heard. Throughout my time here at K-State, I've gotten to participate within many opportunities that have helped shape me into who I am today. My freshman year, I got to serve as the Kansas FFA State President. I was able to lead a group of students here across Kansas and be able to do it with a team who also had the same like-minded ideas, doing it with the heart and making sure that everything that we do has a passion behind what we're able to put forward. And the same thing goes for what we're going to be able to do here at Kansas State. We're going to lead with our hearts. We're going to make sure that everything that we do is based off of the feedback that you all give us to make sure that we can go forward and make a conscious impact. To be able to do that, we want to make SGA more approachable and make it an accessible organization that all students feel that they can come forward and do what they need to do. Our titles here don't mean anything, and that was preached to us my freshman year as a state officer. We all are FFA members at the heart, and just like here at K-State, we're all Wildcats. We get the opportunity to go forward and continue to lead our campus no matter what our title may say we do. We're able to break down that wall and continue to invite students in to make sure that we have buy-in and that students continue to want to step into these roles that we're all here to do today. To do this, we're hoping to improve communication, and that's where it starts. We're going to start with town halls. We're going to start with being able to sit down with organizations and have dean and student council meetings to make sure that we're able to continue to hear feedback and make sure that everyone here on campus is fully aware of all of the initiatives that are here, like the Next Gen Plan and other initiatives that we hope to continue to fulfill. Through dean and student advisory boards, we're able to sit down with senators and them to make sure that administration and students are all on the same page. At the end of the day, every single one of us here wants to make sure that K-State is better tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, we all know that today is a great day here at Kansas State, but tomorrow is going to be what's going to continue to make a difference here for years to come. To accomplish this, we're going to make sure that we're going to add new means of communication to make sure that students have an honest and easy way so that they have an opportunity to make sure that we have the opportunity to continue to bring forward new initiatives and continue to improve aspects that may have been overlooked. My goal is for students to feel like we work with them, not separate. Every student here deserves to have a voice and feel represented. At the end of the day, our titles don't encompass what we continue to do here at Kansas State. We're all Wildcats working for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Your second question is, how will you ensure that voices of students from different backgrounds, organizations, and academic programs are heard and represented in SGA decisions? Christian, you will answer first. You have 3 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. I come from a small southwest Kansas town where I was just one of a few students who decided to attend a four-year university. I sit next to students in class who come from major cities and from all across the globe. And that's one of my favorite parts about being here at Kansas State. When you walk across campus, you see people that you know. You get a go Cats, you might get a high five. But whatever that does, it's like you're at home. It's like you're at your local grocery store, being able to interact with the people in your community. And that's exactly what it's all about here at K-State. Continuing to make sure that everyone is heard and felt throughout our time. Being able to do that means that we can continue to make students accountable and making sure that we are held accountable throughout that time as well. At the end of the day, we're here to listen, and if we're able to listen, we're able to make actionable results moving forward with what we have. When you look at our platform Rise, you think about represent students, improve campus, serve needs, and empower voices. And this is where it really sits for us, empower voices for this question in specific, making sure that every organization and everyone here regarding academic programs has their opportunity to be heard and felt throughout our time here. Our goal to be able to do that is continue to leverage what we already have here within student government. One of the unique parts about here at Kansas State is that our Senate is made up of 60 seats. Those 60 seats all serve about 250 people per person. That is one of the lowest statistics here in the Big 12, which allows us to make sure that we can truly connect with students here at Kansas State. Caden and I would love to sit down with all 22,000 plus students here at K-State, but there's simply not enough time in the day. The way that we can do that is by leveraging town halls and open forums, but having senators go out and make sure that they're giving honest feedback and bringing that forward. Because at the end of the day, we may not always be able to listen to you one-to-one, but they can listen to you and bring that to us so we can make actionable results moving forward for what that looks like in our campaign. But for us, this campaign isn't just a campaign. It's become a mindset, and we live by it every day. We can't emphasize enough how this has been student-centered throughout the entire time. We've met with over 200 students who are a sounding board to us. We had meaningful and intentional conversations to be able to understand all of the diversified backgrounds here at K-State and that we can continue to work towards a more connected campus. We all may think it's a cliche sometimes that we're a family here at K-State, but it's true. No matter where you go, you're going to find a Wildcat who is proud of what this university stands for, and we hope to continue that tradition for years to come. We want every student to feel that SGA represents them, and through that, true representation starts with creating pathways for every student to be heard, respected, and reflected in the decisions that we get to make every single day. By breaking down barriers, we're able to continue for what everything here stands for at K-State. We hope to continue the land-grant mission and make sure that we're one of the top land-grant universities that this nation has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Lauren, you may now have 3 minutes.
I'm really proud to say that living out this question is already something that I feel Matt and I have done in the past 6+ months that we've been preparing to launch this campaign and run for this position. We've taken countless meetings with students from virtually every corner of campus and every level of education to really meet with them and sit down, hear their thoughts, let them identify issues that they see on campus, and we've turned that into a succinct vision of platforms that were also developed by students for students. We really hope that these platforms allow us to continue to hear these students out from all different corners of campus. I hope that this culture of meetings and having individual conversations with students is not something that ends if Matt and I were able to be elected. I hope that with our leadership, we would be able to foster a culture where students feel like they can come to us with their issues and the problems that they see needing to be changed and fixed on campus. One of the ways I would love to see us go about this is with focus groups, involving specific cabinet directors or Senate committee chairs, as well as leaders of student organizations to really come together to discuss issues and actionable ways to solve them. I'd love to continue our events with MSOs and SGA collaborating in the same room to just create a fun and friendly environment to get to know each other outside of such a serious meeting, such as town halls and focus groups. I also hope that we could come to students where they're at. One of the ideas that Matt and I has tossed around is maybe doing a lunch with the student body president and vice president, like what happens with the Lintons, inviting students to come to us in a fun and friendly manner that allows them to just share a quick concern or a way that we could be doing better in our leadership. At the end of the day, it's all about the culture that Matt and I are able to foster and making sure that students truly do feel like it's as simple as sending us a message on Instagram or just asking to have a coffee chat with us. Being approachable and willing to truly listen to students is the most important thing. And no matter how we go about that, throughout our communication in this role, we have lots of different ideas to make sure that students truly do feel represented and heard.
Thank you. Question 3. How would you promote transparency and accountability within SGA, particularly in decision-making in the use of student funds? Matt will answer first. You have 3 minutes.
Transparency within SGA to other groups and organizations has been one of the most discussed topics as Lauren and I have met with students over the past 6 months. Transparency between student governing association and the broader student community is imperative to the role of student body president and vice president, and we plan to improve that if elected. One of Lauren and I's initiatives regarding transparency is the utilization and usage of town halls all across campus. When discussing with multicultural students how we can grow in relationship with them, all they wanted was to be part of the decision-making process and feel like they were heard in those decisions that affect them directly. This is why we want to initiate town hall-esque meetings where we are able to sit down with students, hear their concerns, and then present ideas that we have on how we can make their experience better. We also would like to keep the Student Body President's Advisory Board Committee strong and thriving as it brings unique perspectives from all across campus. For example, the College of Agriculture recently had a town hall meeting where they discussed the upcoming college fee increase. This allowed College of Agricultural students to voice their concerns and allowed SGA members to explain what was happening and why it was happening. We hope that if students don't always like the decisions that we make, they can at least understand the rationale that we're doing what's best interest for them.
Thank you. Caden, you now have 3 minutes.
Thank you. I really like this question in particular. Transparency is a value that I really hold to high regards. In all my previous leadership roles, transparency is the forefront of my focus. This allows for success not only in my role, but in the roles and lives of those surrounding me. Having no prior experience in SGA here on campus allows me to bring an outsider's perspective into how students may feel as if their voice is not being heard on campus. SGA to me was a foreign language. I only knew about SGA through friends, but I did not know who was representing me in my College of Arts and Sciences. And I did not know as if my voice is being heard on campus. What I want to ensure is that students can feel as if, yes, your voice is being heard on campus and it is being well represented, and you can make a decision based on where your money goes. I want to ensure that students can come to Christian and I with their problems and know that their voices can be heard and acted upon. With the different backgrounds that Christian and I come from, our involvement in our majors, we bring different perspectives into these roles. Hopefully with this, students can see that every opinion, whether it be good or bad, is valued and is heard and considered, as they are the reason we are sitting here today. Perspective is very important in these roles. Complacency is said to be the killer of progress, and I really do believe that is true. Growth can only be achievable if it is done with students in mind and being informed about what is being done on campus in particular. This is why we develop these initiatives to hold us accountable and be transparent with the K-State student body. Our first one is the You Said, We Did initiative. This initiative is a way for students to see that their needs are being heard and acted upon. If they knew that they are being highlighted and their concerns are being heard, that can ensure that they know that they are at the forefront of our focus, and it also holds us accountable in that same regard. Our second initiative is coffee hours. This is a time that students can come to us and talk about any matter that may be currently on their mind. This can also provide a way to inform students face-to-face on various initiatives going on in projects currently being worked on here on campus. It allows for us to hear issues face-to-face and for students to feel that they are not being left in the dark, because that should not ever be the case. Being transparent also means being approachable. We want students to know that their voice is truly valued and does matter to the both of us. We want students to feel as if they can come to us with any concern they may have. As for our team, having a team that comes from various backgrounds and is involved and interested in various areas, we bring a perspective to campus that involves every voice. From the College of Arts and Sciences to the College of Ag, we want to ensure that every student knows what is happening in student government. After being elected, actions speak louder than words, and that is exactly what Christian and I want to do here on campus, is provide an environment that really values and cherishes the voices of students here on campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Question 4. What programs or ideas would you implement to make K-State a more welcoming and supportive campus for every student? Caden will answer first.
Thank you. Now, everyone remembers their first day here on campus, whether it's taking a tour, going to a game, whatever the case may be. What we're all met with was a connection, a bond. When anyone describes this university, although it is cliche, the word that they use is family, and it really is true. This is the same mindset that Christian and I want to bring to these roles. A connected campus is a successful campus. What Christian and I have observed is that there is a gap between student government and the general population here at K-State. We aim to solve these issues through initiatives such as first being town halls. A little bit about me is that I have prior experience in government offices, and what I've observed is that there are about 1 million ways to get your point from A to B. You can send an email, you can call an office, you can leave a complaint directly on the website, you can come in, you can go to a town hall. Those are just some of the ways that you can get your point across. Again, that's just all that to say that there's a lot of ways to get your point from A to B. And from my experience and view from outside of SGA, I just do not see as many ways. That's why Christian and I want representation in person. This is an excellent way for all of SGA to hear the concerns from students and make sure that action is being pursued. At the end of the day, sending an email does not always guarantee a response, but a face-to-face conversation also puts a name to a face, and you can ensure that your voice is being heard. And our second initiative is Dean and Student Advisory Boards. These boards are something that we want in every college on campus. Students, professors we've seen have a lot of the same goals and values here on campus, but they tend to not have the same approach to how do they get to that point. These boards allow for students and faculty to come together, discuss initiatives on campus and in their college to stay on the same page. Ideally, these boards meet once at the beginning of the semester to talk about their initial goals and projects upcoming, and then once at the end to revisit these goals and anything happened in the semester. We want to encourage various perspectives as that adds so much value to campus. In more ways that students can also voice their concerns here on campus. This would allow for campus to be a more connected and supportive community. This would also allow for us to continue on this path of success. We're not here to serve this community for the next year. We're here to serve it for the next 10 years and beyond. And we want Wildcats to feel supportive and welcome the second they step onto this campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Matt, you will now have 3 minutes.
When thinking about how Lauren and I can make K-State a better place, a more supportive place, and a more welcoming place, Lauren and I realized that our personal narratives do not fit every single K-State student. That is why we have intentionally taken time to meet with many different students from all across college campuses, specifically for this reason. We have met with multicultural students, first-gen students, Greek life students, and ambassadors from all 9 academic colleges. Our platforms Inspire, Innovate, and Impact have been crafted to serve this purpose. Under our Inspire platform, we want to help students connect their passions and goals to real opportunities on campus. Many students either don't know what organizations exist or how to get connected and involved within them. We plan to create a student interest survey that matches students directly with clubs and organizations based on keywords selected by those organizations. Using factors like personal interests, major, postgraduate plans, and passions, we hope the survey would connect students directly to organizations through Org Central. Students would receive contact information, allowing them to make first contact, creating that connection that is simple and personal. This tool would help students discover opportunities that they may have never found on their own and help connect them with their community here at K-State. Also, under our Impact platform, we hope to expand the reach of homecoming outside of just Greek life students. Our idea is that our team has crafted looks like planning each college having participation in homecoming. This will be week-long competitions that crowns a winner of each college at the end of the week. Another very important way we hope to have students feel like they belong is by locating a place on campus where international students can call home. Recently, the International Student Center was relocated to Jarnon Apartments away from home campus. This has left many international students feeling like they don't have a home here on campus where they take their classes. We would hope to locate somewhere on campus that international students can feel like home, hang out, chill, and do homework, ultimately finding their community and their place on campus as they're so far away from their home. Thank you.
Thank you to both campaigns for your thoughtful responses. We will now move into the audience Q&A portion of the debate. Audience questions were submitted through the live form and have been reviewed by moderators. For each question, 1 minute per team per question. Teams will alternate who answers first. We will continue for up to 13 minutes or until 6 questions have been asked.
For your first question, it reads, how will both campaigns foster communication between branches to ensure collaboration? Caden or Christian, who will respond first?
It's a great question. So a little bit about me. I used to be former president of my fraternity, and so one of the main focuses of me was communication. Once that's lacking, no one knows what they should be doing, and no one knows how they can really succeed. I talked a lot about transparency, and I really believe that's true. So I think between branches, if you really just get down to it, the main goal you have to focus on is just how are you communicating? Are you meeting weekly? Are you meeting bi-weekly? Like, are you just talking over the phone? Are you meeting in person? I think what's really important is that if we just really focus on, if we sit down and talk through what our initiatives are, what we should be focusing on, and are we really sitting here representing students on campus, I feel like that it's going to really foster success between branches and also a lot of collaboration on that front. Thank you.
Thank you. Lauren, you may respond whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Josh. One of the ways that Matt and I would hope to facilitate cross-communication among branches is by really making sure that everyone within branches understands what the other branches do. This was something I really struggled with as a new SGA member, was that I didn't fully understand what judicial branch or Senate branch or how important and how impactful their roles are, or really how they function either. And this is a concern I've commonly heard expressed by other members in SGA too, especially as in their first year. One of the ways that we would hope to do this is by facilitating some sort of introductory training or just a good brief of what each branch does. When you have a good understanding of each branch's specific role, you can become a more effective SGA member. I also think it's really important to maintain an open door policy among the offices upstairs and make sure that students know that they're able to reach Matt and I at any point, especially other branch leaders. Having a friendly relationship with other branch leaders and SGA members is absolutely crucial, and that would be a serious goal of Matt and I's along with the branch communication.
Thank you. Okay. The next question is, transparency is something many campaigns have promised every year as it seems to be a problem. What steps do you plan to break down those barriers? Lauren or Matt, who will respond?
Yeah, like I said, transparency has been at the forefront of our discussions with students over the past 6 months. One way that we want to be transparent is by making sure that students are more aware of the campus master plan. Through the campus master plan, many construction projects are going on right now and students have no idea what is happening. We want to create a website or page where students can see what is happening and how it will directly affect them as students. Another line of communication that has been untapped within SGA, and specifically the executive branch, is texting. We all get the texts from Willie that are asking how we're doing, so why can't we have text to like your certain college that just simply describes what is happening within SGA and how you're going to be affected, because everyone looks at their text messages. I may click through my emails and just skim a few, but I look through every text message I get for the most part. So, thank you.
Thank you. Caden or Christian, who will respond?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, so transparency is something many campaigns have promised every year as it seems to be a problem. What steps do you plan to break down those barriers?
I really appreciate this question because though Kate and I may not have been super early to the game in getting our campaign started, our goals continue to stay the same, making sure that students know what's happening here at K-State. And transparency is right where it starts at. Throughout our time, we've been making sure that we connect with everyone here at K-State through multicultural organizations, organizations within colleges, and making sure that we continue to contact with other ambassador programs within each college. Every time that we sit down with these people, we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to continue to voice people's opinions. And throughout that time, one of the main initiatives is that we can continue to work together and collaboratively to make sure that forms of communication are always consistent. Sometimes it may be an email, sometimes it may be a text, it may even be a group me. But to make sure that everyone is on the same idea and making sure that throughout that whole time, we're able to continue that whole communication stays open and honest, and making sure that everyone knows, just like through our improved side, that we're continuing to make sure everything is done correctly and efficiently.
Thank you. Question number 3 is, what are a few qualities you feel are important for student body president and vice president to exhibit, and why do you feel that you exhibit these traits? Caden or Christian, who will respond first?
Thank you. One of the things I talked about whenever I was talking through questions earlier is 3 things that I kind of see these roles and what they need to exhibit is accountability, action, and transparency. I feel like without one of these, like I said, they all fail. Action, if students know that their voice is not being heard and not being acted upon, then why should they care? If they don't know what I'm working on and what I want to see this campus provide and do for them, then again, why should they care? And accountability, what are we doing in our roles to help create action on this campus and help to see students succeed? Because that's what we want. We want every student here on campus to know that their voice is being heard, considered, and acted upon. So I feel like the three words that I think of are accountability, action, and transparency. I do feel like Christian and I really exhibit those qualities. Thank you.
Thank you. I will repeat the question. What are a few qualities you feel are important for student body president and vice president to exhibit, and why do you feel you exhibit these traits?
I've been sitting thinking of a few qualities that fit this, and I really just boil down to one: integrity. I think it's incredibly important that whoever serves in these roles is someone that does what they say and does what they promised students they would do during their time. Someone that is a strong leader when they're facing students, but is also someone that does what they promised behind the scenes, who treats everyone fairly and with kindness and empathy, both to their face and behind the scenes back in the offices. Someone who's willing to reach out to students, and someone who's willing to hear students out as well. Having that integrity to do what they promised they would do, but also be a kind and empathetic leader that's able to create a culture of true collaboration and discussion amongst students.
Thank you. The next question is, how will you include out-of-state students into Kansas traditions they may not know because they didn't grow up here? Lauren or Matt, who will respond?
I feel like as the out-of-state student here, I probably better take this one. I love Kansas State. There were so many things that were new to me when I came here, and traditions I've really enjoyed learning about. One of the things I admire most about Kansas State as an out-of-state student is how strong your connection with alumni is and how much alumni truly love this university. One of the biggest things that I've really enjoyed, but yet yearned to be more a part of since I've been here, is homecoming week. The way homecoming week is now is truly just Greek life gets to participate in that event, and I want to extend that out to more students. That's an easy thing to get involved in as a freshman all the way up to a senior. If you could just help paint some doors for your college or attend events that you truly felt welcome and a part of, even if you weren't in a Greek house, I think that would be a great way for out-of-state students to get introduced to the entirety of K-State culture and not just the specific culture within the college they attend.
Thank you. I'm going to repeat the question. How will you include out-of-state students into Kansas State University traditions they may not know because they didn't grow up here?
I really like this question. I may not be from out of state, but one of my favorite parts about being here at Kansas State is that we have some of the greatest traditions that anyone's ever seen. No matter where we're at, we're known for one major thing, and that's the Wabash. And like we just heard a little bit ago, coming from the library, was the Wabash. And throughout that time, it's not just a tradition, but it's the way of life here at Kansas State. It's making sure that everyone is embodied in that family aspect. When I was a freshman, I remember going to Week of Welcome events and being able to be a part of everyone here at Kansas State. Not just students from here in Kansas, but also from all around. Being able to be a part of that and continuing to expand on those opportunities allows for all of us here at Kansas State to take part in those missions. Throughout homecoming week, being able to be a part of that this past year was an honor. And I think that one thing that we can continue to do throughout that time is make sure that more and more we're continuing to expand outside of our fraternity and sorority life here at Kansas State to make sure that everyone knows what homecoming is and just how great of a tradition it is and how we continue to move forward.
Thank you. For the fifth question, it says, what specific concrete actions or changes would be expected from your administration if elected to office? Caden or Christian, who will respond first?
Thank you for this question, Josh. We really have spent time thinking about how we're going to go about taking action if we're elected to office. And I think one thing that we want to really talk about and hone in on, and we've all talked about it today from both campaigns, is the transparency aspect and making sure that students feel represented. Here at K-State, we want to make sure that we implement a plan to make sure that students are heard from at least quarterly through open forums or town halls within senators, making sure that we're also attending those to make sure that we're being seen as a positive light here at Kansas State. The other part of that is also making sure that dean and student advisory boards are in place to meet at the beginning and at the end of the semester to make sure that those goals that have been outlined at the beginning are being followed through or at least being worked on throughout that time period. At the end of the day, it's not always about making something new here at Kansas State. Sometimes it's about improving some processes that we already have to make sure that they better fit the needs of students here right now.
Thank you. To repeat the question, it says, what specific concrete actions or changes would be expected from your administration if elected to office?
Yeah, I think we have a whole list of platforms that are a list of concrete changes that we want to make. So I'll kind of highlight our plan for the first 90 days if elected. Some of our first initiatives that we would want to act on are partnering with K-State and Vote Online so that we can ease access for online voting for students that may be out of state or who can't make it home to vote in their primaries this upcoming election. Another one is to revamp the new member integration process within SGA. We think that education on all three branches for all new members of SGA could be really helpful and increase that inter-branch collaboration. So those are the first two steps that we would likely take if elected to office.
Thank you. For your last question, it will be, describe the moment you knew you wanted to run for student body president or vice president. Lauren or Matt, who will respond?
Well, this is a really sentimental question to end on. I first felt inspired to run for this role when I was watching Paige and Jack's campaign and Sean Hoffman's and Bentley Talbert in that year of elections, and seeing how competitive it was and how inspired students were, how engaged so many students across campus were able to rally behind these individuals and the ideas that they wanted to bring to the table. I distinctly remember meeting in the business building with our Quest class to go have lunch with President Linton, and I had quietly been thinking to myself, well, I might want to do that someday, but I'd never expressed that openly to someone. My campaign manager, Cappy, said to me, hey, have you ever thought about that? And it was really strange to me that another student would think that of me, that I would be qualified to run for such an important and large position on campus. And that was really humbling. I've never forgotten that moment. And a couple weeks later, I had a professor make a similar comment to me. And so once I realized that other students believed in me and saw value in me to potentially be their leader, I really took that to heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Caden or Christian, who will respond?
Thank you. You know, like Christian said, we kind of got into the game pretty late. A couple years ago, I had a couple people around me just say, you know, when are you going to run for student body? When are you going to run for student body? I always said the same thing, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not an SGA. I'm not going to do that. But whenever Christian asked me to sit down and just talk through what it's going to look like, one thing I kind of talked about is I said, hey, I'm not an SGA. I don't know what I'm doing. What he told me was, I don't see a job description. So that's what I think is really important, is that this role promotes voices. It promotes people standing up and making a change on this campus. And what we see is that this campus is so successful and it's so great, but there are ways we can make it better. And Christian and I are here today because we can see that there's change that needs to be implemented so we can all rise up together. So thank you all very much.
And that concludes our Q&A portion. We will now proceed to closing statements.
Each campaign team will now have 3 minutes total for closing statements, divided as follows. 1.5 minutes for the presidential candidate and 1.5 minutes for the VP candidate. Christian, you may begin whenever you're ready.
I first off want to say thank you all for being here today. This serves as a true testament to how excellent our students here at Kansas State, that all of you are here because you have an interest in student government and what happens here at Kansas State. We're all leaders in this room, and everyone here at Kansas State is a leader in any capacity. We're all Wildcats striving here for a better tomorrow. Today, we've laid out some actionable items from both campaigns, and it's been great to be able to look back on the time that we've spent so far, making sure that we're continuing to serve the students around us. And today was just a time that we were able to reciprocate that with all of you on a level basis. And we appreciate the opportunity to be here with all of you today. And we're looking forward to what is to come for K-State. And at the end of the day, I just want to touch on the fact that no matter what comes from the election, that Kansas State is going to be in good hands. We have excellent leaders here at Kansas State, and that's going to be here for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Caden, you may begin when ready.
Thank you. I do want to take some time to thank everybody here and also the other campaign. I think we had some really good discussion today. As for me, I'm currently here because I just see areas of growth on campus. And I believe that with growth will come success. Coming from someone, like I said, who does not have any prior experience in SGA, representation is very important to me. I want students on this campus to know that their voice is being heard and well represented. Student government should be just as such, for students, by students. What Christian and I aim to do here at K-State is ensure that every student here on campus has a voice and knows how to use it. Servant leadership is something that we have talked about many times. Knowing that there is someone by your side that wants to see your success and your growth here on campus is how we want to leave our impact. Christian and I do not view these roles for their title. What we want to do is be your friend. We want to be your friend because we care about your success. We care about seeing you walk across that stage at the end of your time here, knowing that you reap the benefits of this university and utilize them well, and knew that you could go to someone if you had a concern and see that change being done. So I want to thank you all very much, and go Cats.
Thank you. Lauren, you may begin.
Thank you to everyone that's in the room today, and kudos to you all for being here. This really shows what engaged students you are for coming, and I really appreciate that. Once again, if Matt and I were to be elected, we really would work our absolute hardest to bring home those platforms of inspire, innovate, and impact. We will ensure to work our best to make sure that those actionable items listed underneath our platforms are actually achieved during our time in office. I really want students to know that even if we aren't the campaign you vote for, that's okay. I encourage you to vote for the campaign team that speaks the most for you. Vote for the students that you feel are the most genuine and have the best ideas to truly make K-State a better place. All Matt and I want to see is for this university to be left better than we found it, and I'm sure that either campaign team is capable of doing that. Use your judgment and be a responsible student and vote in the election, and we would really appreciate that. And thank you again for coming and taking time out of your day to support both of the campaign teams. Once again, Matt and I hope to inspire, innovate, and impact, and go Cats!
Thank you. Matt, you may begin.
K-State has always been home to me, not just because of my family's history here, but because of the people, the traditions, and the opportunities that this university has granted me and other students to grow. Lauren and I aren't running just to hold positions. We're here running to serve students, to make sure every student feels heard, and to make sure the systems work for students, not against them. We have the necessary experience to be a good team that will lead students and the next generation of K-State. We want to inspire students to lead, to innovate the systems that support them, and leave a lasting impact that reaches far beyond our time here at K-State. I would like to thank you all for coming out today, and we would be honored to earn your vote and have the opportunity to serve you as student body president and vice president. Thank you.
Thank you to both campaign teams for participating in today's debate and for engaging in a respectful discussion of issues impacting K-State students. As a reminder, voting opens next Tuesday at 8 a.m. and closes Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. You can cast your vote on Canvas. This concludes the 2026 SGA presidential debate. Let's give a round of applause for the candidates.